Today I'm having a look at another import figure from my collection. This one is like a 3-year-old figure, but it never has been out of the box. So I figured it's probably way past due to do a review on this. This is the Bandai Tamashi Nations SH Figuarts from the Disney Plus Mandalorian show. This is the Armorer, and she's a really cool character. And it's just a little shipper box that comes in. And here's the box right out of the shipper. It's pretty nice. They always have a premium looking box for SH Figuarts. This one's got the gold font. It's a Soul Web exclusive. Yep, there's the cool side art. Always like that, looks good. Here's the other side with the old school, unpiratable Tamashi Nation's huge quality control sticker. And then here's the back with the different product shots. Yeah, and she's whacking a stormtrooper with her hammer. Pretty cool. All right, well, let's get this one out and check it out. So right out of the package, she comes on her clam tray setup here. Everything's nicely secured. It's a pretty nice figure. Compared to the Black Series one, this one is a little bit stockier. She's a little bit bigger, like a little more muscular looking. But I think the details are really nice on this one. It's got a lot of good accessories. It's got 10 different hands, and including an extra hand for the Mandalorian figure, so he can hold one of the Camtonos. These are over here, the Beskar ingot holders over here, in case you don't know what those are. They're called Camtonos, and one is open and one is closed. And then she's got the full stack of Beskar here and a single Beskar ingot here. And then she also has an alternate skirt piece so that you can take off these ones and put it on. So if you want to put her in like a kneeling position or you know, on both knees, like it showed in the show, yeah, you can do that with this. And then she's just got her tongs and her hammer over here. So not a ton of accessories, but still pretty nice. Those of you that don't know much about the armor, or if she's an unfamiliar character to you, she is a female blacksmith from the Mandalorian race. And she's a boss, definitely. Inside the package was this little picture of her forge. That's what this is. It's like a little cardboard insert you could actually stick behind the figure if you wanted to give you a little nice little background. So that's kind of cool. And then we have the usual instructions here that show you how to put everything together, how to switch out the hands, put the hands on the tongs, put the hands on the Camtono. Yep, it's nice, it's helpful. When we look at the figure, we'll just check out the accessories real quick. She comes with a total of 10 different hands, 2 on the figure, and then 4 other sets right here, plus a single hand for the Mandalorian to hold one of the Camtonos. So that's pretty nice. And then we've got the Camtonos themselves. Here's the open one. Yep. Looks like some people used to refer to these as the ice cream maker. They're kind of funny. But yeah, that's the open one. These do not close. They're fixed open. And then they gave you a closed one right here. And the details are pretty nice on this. It looks good. Like you can have her holding one or in front of one and have the Mandalorian, like his extra hand hooked on his body and then holding like one of the Camtonos or one of the single pieces of Beskar. And speaking of Beskar, here we go. Here's a little block of ingots here. It's pretty nice. Yep. Beskar is supposed to be like some of the hardest type of metal that you could get, which is why their armor is like pretty much impervious to damage. You see on the top there's a couple of the little logos that are for the Imperial logos. So they're all in little bricks. Here is the single ingot of Beskar. And she actually has hands that hold this. And you can put it in the Mandalorian's single hand too. He'll either hold the top of the Camtono or you could probably slip this into his hand too. So I think it works good either way. Then we have her hammer and tongs. And she doesn't have any traditional weapons like blasters, but she has her forge smith tools. And these are what she whacks people with. And like I said, she's a boss. She's pretty much of a badass with these things, and she'll take you down just using these. Yeah, pretty nice. No weathering on them. They're pretty clean looking, but the sculpts are good. Pretty cool. And then here's the tongs, and these go in her hands, but they don't open up. So it's only used for like one use, probably just posing it. They don't open, but that's okay. And then we have her segmented kneeling skirt here. One part is the back, this is the back, and this is the front. It's kind of a thinner material, so it kind of gets out of the way. And these pop in, and so basically go under her waist. Her waist goes on top of this. And then it simulates like when she's kneeling. So that's kind of cool. It's a nice little option. And then she also has this faux fur type of, it's a hard shell plastic thing, but it's supposed to be like the fur that she had on her back, which is kind of cool. And that basically does it as far as accessories go. And then finally we get to the armor herself. And this is a really nice figure. It's done pretty well for a 3-year-old figure. It still holds up. It's pretty nice. The detail on the helmet looks awesome. And it's kind of interesting because she has these spikes up here, which is unusual. Kind of like the Mandalorian figures, the Mandalorians who sided with Darth Maul when he took over Mandalore. Those are the only other guys that wore spikes on their heads. And in the series, not to give a spoiler away, but they kind of made her out in the I think it was the last season. At one point, you weren't sure if she was a good guy or a bad guy. And a lot of people speculated because she had these spikes that she was like actually a bad guy. But, you know, like I said, spoiler alert, she wasn't a bad guy. So, yes, this is the way. But pretty nice. Looks good. Yep, there's a back detail. It's got these 2 holes up here where you can plug this into up on the back. We'll do that in a second here. But yeah, the belt is free floating. There's not a lot of paint hits on this. There are paint hits on the belt here. And it looks good. Pretty nice. But that's about it. The rest of it's just basically molded in plastic. So, but it looks good. I like the finishes on it. Looks very nice. Yep. And then detail on her boots. Yeah. Wow, they do really look good. As far as articulation goes, she doesn't have butterfly joints, but she got these like ball hinge ones. But they do shift up and down. So that's kind of cool. So you can pretty much get any range you want out of it. She will cross her arms over her chest. Yep. She does have double hinged elbows, but they only get up that far. But she does have a bicep swivel under here at the elbow right here. So this portion turns right here if you hold it, see? Yeah, so that's cool. It's kind of like a different style of a bicep swivel. Yep. And they do pretty good as far as the arms, even for not having really traditional butterfly joints. It's got a barbell peg type system with a cap on it, so it looks like a butterfly joint, but I don't think it is. But they do shift, like I said, and it does the job. Not bad. Yep. Hands go in any direction you want them, up and down. Not bad at all. Not bad. Head goes this far down. That far down, that far back without the fur thing on it. Well, like that far back, actually. A little farther, yeah. Some good tilt. Yep. And, of course, the traditional, you can rotate her. Yep. Arms get up about that high. About that much crunch forward. A little more crunch back. And, of course, twist at the waist here. Twist down here. Legs can kick out sideways. Pretty far, actually. Yeah, not bad at all. Double jointed legs. Get like that. And I'm not sure, do they have a bicep swivel on this? It's interesting. Because it doesn't feel like a bar. They do turn. So I guess that's not a traditional split cut type of thigh swivel. But there is a swivel. So, and I think it's up at the hips up here. Yep. A little bit of down here at the joint on the boots. It does swivel a little bit there. And then you got your front-facing pin for rocker. So you got decent little bit of articulation going on the sides. Not bad. And then, of course, you have toe hinge. Yep. So not bad at all. She can almost kick her own butt. Yep. So decent articulation on this figure. It's not bad. For an older figure, it's pretty nice. And she's a good character. I mean, really was central to a lot of the plot in The Mandalorian. And she's the one that was always doing the classic line, "This is the way." So, yep, that's her. So, It's a nice figure. I think it's pretty cool. I'm glad I finally pulled this out of the box. Been meaning to for a while, but she makes a good figure to add to your collection. And here's what she looks like with the fur on her back. Pretty nice. I think it looks cool. Yep, looks good. Well, that's about it, I guess, for this review, guys. If you happen to like this review, please remember to give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it, and it helps the channel a lot. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I appreciate it greatly. All right, well, that's about it for this time. We will catch you on the next episode, and thanks again for watching. And remember, my friends, may the Force be with you always.